Hey, Miss Chris, here we go. Or anybody else that's watching. We are going to work on block number 6, card trick block. So the classics from Orange Bee. Looks like it's going to be really, really simple. So we've got 3 colors, right? First one is going to be the tan one. That one there. Then the medium fabric is the red. And then the black fabric is going to be the dark fabric, obviously, right? So it says from the tan, we're going to cut 2 5.5-inch squares and then cut that diagonally. Then we're going to cut 1 5.5-inch square and cut that diagonally twice. So X's. This one, so everything's 5.5-inch squares. That makes it easy. 2 squares of 5.5 cut diagonally. 1 5.5-inch squares, and we're going to cut it 4 ways. Guess what? Dark fabric. Cut 2 5.5, cut diagonally, and cut 1 5.5, and we do it twice. So get your pieces ironed and let's cut them out. Okay, so let's start ironing. It looks like they're all strips. I'm pretty close to 5.5 inches each. So that's good. Put that one over here. The medium one. Again, already a strip. Nice and smooth. Get all those folds out. There. And ooh, this is kind of cute. What do you think? Strawberries? No, they're acorns. Fall colors. Well, not really fall colors, but fall theme. So there we go. All our strips ironed and ready to cut. So since these are all pretty much the same size, I'm going to cheat and cut them all at the same time. You can do them individually, but I'm not that picky. So I'm going to cut them all at the same time. So get my ruler out and my trusty ruler, and I'm going to cut off the selvages, make a straight edge. You could either do it matching up your lines here on the edges here, or make these line up on here, which I think I'm going to do actually. And then just trim off the edge. So it looks like these are like almost 6 inches. Let's see that again. If I put this up here, they're 6.5 one way, the length of it, and then 6 inches here. So what I'm going to do is actually cut, this says 5.5. I'm going to cut them 5.5. So I'm going to do these all at once. Make sure it's right there, because I'm going to come back and cut that one. This one's 5.5. Make sure 5.5. So that's 2, right? There's 2 of each of those, and then 1 that we're going to cut in 4s. So I'm going to square these up. I have this left over. Turn this over. Find my 5.5 there, and 5.5 here, in here. And I knew I had cut some extra there, so I'm going to trim off this here. Oops. I didn't feel like it cut through, but it did. So now I have 5.5 of each of those. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 5.5. 5.5 up here. 5.5 down here. Square it up. Yep. Cut that off. It goes there. And 5.5 here. I'm going to use this end because it's a straighter edge than the other one was. Okay. And toss these away. So now we have all our 5.5-inch squares, right? There we go, 5.5. Oops, take this out. And 3. And then it tells us to cut these to each one of these diagonally in half. So now I'm going to match these up, my 3s, match them up, and then I'm going to cut them diagonally and make sure everything is matched up. Put that there. We're not going to use this one. Match up my corners. Make sure they match up all the way. Okay. You may decide to do it a different way, but this is the way I'm doing it. Okay, so now I need to go get my other ruler. Here we go. So now I'm going to cut these diagonally from point to point, one point to point. Oh, wait. Almost got me, huh? I'm going to take one out from each of these because those are the ones that we're going to cut twice. So make sure all of these match up so that we cut them this straight way from corner to corner. Right there. So now I have 4 of these, and that's what we're going to do with this one here as well. Match up all the corners. Why does that look weird? Okay, corner to corner. And oh, my razor couldn't cut good. Okay. There we go with that. And now our last piece. We're going to cut corner to corner just once. Okay. Tip to tip. Okay. Oh, I think I need a new razor. Because this isn't cutting very good. Okay, now we're going to do this one. We're going to cut twice diagonally. So you want to make sure all your points are matching up. And again, if you don't want to do it layered like this, you don't have to. You do it individually. do this twice just to make sure. Keep that there. Now I'm going to go the other way. There we go. Make sure tip to tip. Okay. Oh, see? I really need to change that razor, that blade. There we go. Okay, so now we have all these. Oops, here we go. 4. I mean, there's 8 of these, and there's 12 of these size. So let's get to the next one. Okay, now we're going to try to lay these out. And based on what it says, I'm going to use my points here. So the 2 darks go opposite of each other. That was the wrong one. And then the medium goes here, right? So now that's the center. That's the center right there. That's the one I'm doing right there. Then I'm going to do this block right there. So it says to use the bigger piece. Yep. This is going to use the bigger piece. So the big one is going to go right here. Yep. Right there. And then up at the top, you're going to use a dark and a light. So again, okay, whoops. I'm looking at it upside down. So the light is going to go here. And then put this medium right here. Okay. Now we'll work on this side here. That's going to use 2 of these. Okay. Match it up. There's that one. Then we're going to use a small one right here. Whoops. Like this. And a light one. I think that doesn't look right, does it? Nope, it doesn't. It tells me I have it wrong. This is wrong. See that? That's the way it's supposed to be. And then I need another one of the big ones here. Right? Yep. That's right. And now we're going to make this card trick. Okay. So it's going to call for the small one and a big one is going to go right here. Right? Yep. And then we put a dark. I think I did these. Oh, it's all right. Okay, so then this goes here. Right? And then we've got a light one that goes here. There we go. And then another big one goes here. And another big light one goes here. I see my card trick coming through. Okay. So, dark one here. Okay, there they are. I'm going, where to go? Where to go? Okay, so we've got that. Oh, this is supposed to be a red one here. Square. And then a light one. We're going to finish off this one with a big one. And then that means a big triangle here. Oh, you can get them. Can you still see that? Okay, so we got that. Now, let's finish. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. This way. Looking good. Oh, ho, ho, ho. There's my card trick. Easy peasy. Let's see what it looks like from up above. Hi. So now we're going to sew this section, this section, this section. This is how we're going to sew them. Little blocks. Got that? Okay. Time to sew. Okay. I got this new handy dandy seam. What is it called? It's a magnet. So you put it in here, line it up with your foot, not so that it's in there, and then you press this and push this against the seam thing, the blade right here. I'm going to show you. I got extras of these. Let's show you what it looks like. I can get it out. There it is. Went out the wrong way. So this is what it looks like. So this goes under your presser foot. This is the gate, I guess, that you're gonna press your fabric up against. This is gonna hold the fabric down, and that's the magnet. So that's what I have right here. So let's see if you can see that. Okay, and it's supposed to do my 1/4 inch. No problem. Keep it a straight stitch. Matching my corners, make sure they stay there. See how straight it does it. Looks pretty straight to me, but oh no, my tension is off. Okay, so we're going to try this all over again because I forgot to put the presser foot down. So it always helps if you put the presser foot down. I didn't do that on the last one, so the tension wasn't right. So lift my presser foot up, lift this up, sat down, presser foot down. Now I'll have but you gotta get it in there. Get it under the teeth. Nice, straight 1/4 inch stitch. And this works on all machines. So, let's see how straight that is. Can you see that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so that's my first row. I'm going to go ahead and sew the rest of them that way. Okay, so I've ironed all the first sewing pieces. So now what I have to go back and do is the squares that have the little triangles and the big triangles. So that's this one here, this one here, these two in the middle, these two here, and this one here. So the ones with the four corners, we're not going to have to sew anything because they're already at the right place. So let's go over here and work on this one first. Now this is interesting that looks like we're gonna have to cut it down, but that's okay. So I'm just looking to match this point with this here, and then keep that, and that keeps that centered in the big triangle. So now I can sew it again. If I put my needle down, then I get my fabric right up to that, and I know it'll pull through, and I will have an even 1/4 inch. Uh-oh, what's going on? I don't know. Oh, someone forgot to put their foot pedal down. It helps to do that. See how the pressure. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and sew all of these that we talked about. This, because it needs to match in the middle, I'm going to pin it to hold it there so it doesn't slide on me at all. Get this up against the foot down. I'm kind of liking this straight stitch or straight seams, whatever magnet sewer you call it, because I'm notorious for sewing crooked lines all the time. This helps to keep your seams all the same, because like at the end I always have a tendency to veer off towards the left, and then my stitch isn't even at the very end. So if I know to keep these here and up against here, then I will be good. Okay, I'm going to do this one this way, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh. Match that up with that seam there. I'm just eyeballing it. I eyeball a lot of things because they've allowed for extra. Try not to stretch your fabric. You don't want to stretch your fabric. Okay, I get this in there. Put down. Keep your fabrics together and sew away. Keep that up against here. And I think I have one more. So we're going to do the same thing. Match it up to that. This seam here with that point here. And then bring these down. And of course we're going to have that overhang. We're going to be trimming that off, so don't forget about that. Get these in there. All right, here we go. Nice 1/4 inch seam. Okay, we're done there. Looks like I ran out of battery there. Sorry. Okay. Back to sewing. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so let's go iron So this is the center block, and if you can see, there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to take and iron these this way. So that means on the other ones, I'm going to iron them inwardly. So there's that one. So I did these ones going outside. So now these are going to go inside. Okay. Same thing with this top or bottom one. Okay, let's do this. So you can see that's our block there. Now I just have to sew this to this, and then this to this. Let's do that now. But first, we're gonna match up the seams so they don't move on us. Look how perfectly those edges are. I love it. Those sit in right there. And this one we don't need to pin because it's going to be the first one. So put the needle down, then I can see where I need to put my fabric to start it. Okay. I didn't hold on to it. Oop. I don't know why I don't use my stiletto. Okay. One more seam to go. Now we're going to do this. Okay. There we go. That matches up there. One thing I forget. Oh no, it's stuck. A lot of fabric was going through. My seam's fine. Okay. Cut this off. Do that. Here's our card trick. Nice. Let's go hammer. Let's see. Didn't mess up too many points. Oops. Oops. Not too bad. Okay. Till next time. See you, Chris. Nice sewing with you. Okay, here we are. It's all 6 blocks. There's number 6. Very cool.